All right, we live. Oh, geez, Louise. I need to apologize too if I sound a little off. I fell asleep by accident, which is the best. Like, you ever been up doing your thing, productive, and then you accidentally just get a little too relaxed, and before you know it, your eyes are closed. Yeah, that happened to me. That happened to me, and I needed it. How are you doing today?
Well, as you can see, y'all can't. I have wine in a mason jar. Yeah, that's how I've been. And for dinner last night, I had 3 glasses of wine.
Hey, yo.
I know.
I'll be damned.
I had 3 glasses of wine. I called my parents. I said, beep, boop, boop, bop, beep, boop. And I had For the Love, For the Love, Isley Brothers blasted.
Oh my, hold on. You had what blasted?
For the Love.
Here, world, here, where did it down, here, world. The old school singing.
Living for the love of you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, man. Pivot tables, am I right?
Hey, yo. Pivot tables, am I right? Man, Ericca, listen.
Pivot tables. Ooh.
How was, I got that much money in this little side account?
Uh-oh.
Y'all getting too much love over there. How was, last week when in your absence, I told everyone we missed you and we loved you. But you had to you had to do your team building, right?
Team building, laser tag, pew 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 pew.
How did it go?
Okay, so I came in 3rd place. Not too bad.
That's not bad at all. Out of how many people?
There was 8 of us.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I came in 3rd place and my name was Rick Sanchez. For some reason on the thing.
I'll be damned.
When you put the vest on and everything, it already had the names auto-populated. Mine was Rick Sanchez. So, I was, as soon as they said, everybody get into the arena, I got into the arena and I was posted up.
I'm glad nobody can see you right now.
Clear.
She's doing the gun fingers, y'all.
Clear. I was keeping around corners.
This is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have violent tendencies.
All right.
Yeah, 3rd place.
3rd place, yeah. Listen, man. Especially when it was the 2th floor, and then you had that balcony overlook. Man.
Oh, I ain't seen. I ain't never seen advanced laser tag like that.
Yeah. Watching them, because we were split between older versus younger.
Oh, y'all cheated.
And no, the older people on the team did that split, and I don't know why they did that.
That's dumb.
Because I was crouched in a corner, looking down
which we
over
can't
at the
do.
balcony, and watching them run downstairs, and they were just like, "I can't get a shot.
Do your vest like vibrate or something when you get hit? Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can go and you can charge up and get like the shield if you like shoot at something. And I was just getting them on their shoulders left and right. They kept turning around, running. I said, "Look up, look up."
Yo, that's horrible, man. Oh, they're beating up them old people.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
I got 3rd place. That thing was so funny. I was like, y'all ain't got no spatial awareness, nothing.
Yo, spatial awareness and laser tag is so important, and you do have to have it. I ain't played laser tag since I was a kid, so I wouldn't know.
Mind you, sitting there doing that, and I'm wearing business casual.
Y'all went straight from work.
Went straight from work.
Oh my.
So
so y'all out there looking like agents.
Oh yeah, like I'm in there with my pattern black and white slacks and my flats. I'm sitting here, like I feel like I'm FBI.
I'd have paid to see that.
I looked like I was undercover, and then all of a sudden I just whipped it out and said, So, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad it was enjoyable. We did miss you last week.
Yeah.
Well, you know, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit this music. Yeah, you already know. Mm-hmm. Last week was it was a good week. A lot of things happened, we still here and we moving forward.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, today is gonna be a very powerful episode, in my opinion. I'm gonna be interested to hear about you when it comes to this topic. We are going to be, what you mean? We're gonna be talking about letting your history speak for you and the importance of what you do and how it impacts your future. We're gonna get into a couple things today. Y'all just mellow out to the intro music. We'll be right back. That was a good nap that I did not mean to take.
I wish I could take a nap, but I got some water bison that live up above me.
What the hell did you just say? Water bison? Hold up. You just...
I'll be down. I'll be down. I'll be down.
Yo, calling your upstairs Nate.
Yeah, they are.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy. Yo, I hope they hear this episode. Yeah,
I hope so too.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rob, host of For My Experience podcast, back with another episode. I am not alone. I got the co-hostess with the mostest, Ericca. What is going on, yo?
What is not going on? Honestly, at this point,
Yo, your neighbors being water bison is crazy.
Yeah, I all of a sudden I just try to sleep. I'm just trying to sleep at night. It's 10:30. I was like, 3, 5, 4, flum. I was like, brother, all y'all heavy foot, all y'all flat. I'm heavy. I'm flat footed too. Okay, I am. But come on now. I said, come on now. It was like I gotta sit here. Where do we leave off last time? Oh, that was mean old cranky lady.
You with the
scaring
kids. Yeah. You yelling at the kids from the balcony.
Yeah. Well, last night I am not ashamed to admit I got my broom and I said doo, 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 up on that ceiling.
I'll be
because I said,
down.
Cut it out.
I'll be down.
Some of us gotta sleep because we got work in the morning. Okay?
I'll be down.
You ain't gonna be sitting there doing all that.
Yo, the broom on the ceiling is have you seen them? Have you met them?
I've never met them a day in my life, but
did it work? Did the broom work?
All of a sudden it got quiet. I said, hey. I said, the thing is, I've had an issue with them for months. I've had issues with them for months. And I don't know if they think that I'm just like some old lady, but I'm like, I'm not no old lady, but I will act like it. And I don't close my blinds because I like to get like sunlight and everything in. Yeah. So I know people. I know.
Vampire, yo.
You know, I just, so the blinds be all the way posted up. And plus, I got a cat and she be doing dumb stuff. So I just get the blinds out the way. She ain't gonna break nothing. So I know that the people across the street, when they look over, because you get a clear shot into my living room and they just see me like banging on the ceiling.
They're probably ready to call 911 like, yo, what is she doing? So you look like you doing construction in your apartment, but you just really trying to get your loud ass neighbors to be quiet.
Yup. Oh, and man. You should see me when I'm on my balcony. Oh my gosh. I be just looking, not trifling, but
not trifling. What?
Like be outside bonnet. I don't have a pitcher yet to water my plants, so I be using my coffee pot. It just be looking so ghetto. Ugh. Free me, please.
You'll be freed, man.
I'm in the trenches.
We have 1.5 headlines. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the music as Ericca drinks. Yeah, so she's drinking out of a mason jar. What? It's not a full blown country mason jar because it has a cup handle on it.
Oh, I do have full blown mason jars.
I know you got full blown ones. I can look at you and tell.
I know. Those are the cups.
I'm gonna hit the music before I tell too much about us. All right, go. Yo, wait a minute. What did you just say?
No, I didn't say anything. I said because, okay, I don't know if you go to the farmer's market and you know how they be getting like that local honey.
Yeah.
And they have it in the mason jar.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The other week, my mom and I at the farmer's market, she said, oh, girl, you need honey? I said, I could do some honey. We stop at the honey tent and he's like, yeah, this is great. I said, oh yeah, we love your honey. We drink out the cups. Yeah, you're not supposed to tell that.
You're not supposed to tell. People don't know we recycle. Like,
we took the mason jars and
I'll
we
be
rinsed them
damned.
out, and it says honeycomb honey on.
I'll be damned.
The best water you will ever drink in your life come out of mason jar. I don't know why.
Ericca, headlines, please. I'm not doing this with you.
You know, I just want to live my truth. But okay.
You living the truth.
I am. So, I don't know if you guys be keeping up with Chrisley Knows Best, but Trump pardoned Todd and Savannah Chrisley. I think yesterday, Todd Chrisley was sentenced to 12 years in prison and 16 months of probation, while, oh, not Savannah, my fault, that's their daughter. While Julie Chrisley was ordered to serve 7 years in prison and 16 months of probation in order to pay $17.8 million in restitution. And this was all due to, I want to say this came out a couple years ago, tax evasion and bank fraud. So
Oof.
they actually, it was breaking news today, like maybe 5 minutes ago, that Todd has just been released from prison. Crazy. I still kind of want to
I'll be
understand
damned.
why. But yeah, basically that this activity has occurred at least as early as 2007, when they have allegedly provided false information to banks and fabricated bank statements when applying for and receiving millions of dollars in loans.
Though them loans be getting you. Don't
The
answer.
loans.
They be leaving me messages all the time. Hi, Robert.
Yeah.
I'm Christy with the loan department. We see here that you have a great DUNS number credit score, and we can get you up to $68,500 with a very low monthly payments.
What were those loans that everybody was doing
PPP?
during
Nope.
the shutdown?
Nope, won't get me.
They catching flights. They in Turks and Caicos. They coming for you.
They are coming for you,
coming
sir.
for you.
Especially under this administration.
Hello.
What else you got? That
was all
that's
I
it.
had.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop the music. So, this is a very huge announcement. First of all, anyone who's ever listened to From My Experience podcast, those of you listening, if you're a new listener, first time listener, if this is your first and last time, if you've been here since day 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth, I want to thank you. I love you all. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. And as of now,
Drum roll.
oh, I don't have the drum roll anymore.
Oh, I was doing it.
Oh, I'm going to play the round of applause. We are now signed to a live podcast network. Yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are now signed to a podcast network. Man, shout out to a live podcast network. You know, signing, you know, bringing this podcast to the next level has been something I've thought about and wanted to do. But if you know me, I'm a thinker. I move methodically. And before, depending on what it is, a lot of the times, I like to make sure my foundation and things like that are straight before I go make the next move. Because typically when you make a new move towards something, that means more is going to be added to your plate. So if you already can't handle what's on your plate today, you know, you run the risk of not being able to handle whatever new things you bring your way because the old things are taken care of. So again, I want to show my appreciation for Ericca because I talked about her last week and I'm gonna talk about her to her face. She has been awesome. She has helped hold your boy down. She has been an instrumental part of the show and I really appreciate her. And she has helped to give me a feeling and sense of stability when it comes to the show and a sense of consistency. And we get along well, and I really appreciate her perspective on things. So with that, it helps instill the confidence that, hey, we're ready for newer, bigger, and better things. So that is what we did. You know, the opportunity presented itself. Had a meeting about it. Great discussion. Shout out to Angel, the first Black woman to own a podcast network. Hold on, I need some praise for that. Hey, world, hero, what did it do? Hey, world, hero, what did it do? Hey, world. Beautiful spirit, beautiful soul. I love what they were doing over at Alive, and now that is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. So download the Alive podcast app. Go ahead and download that, and you can support the show directly there. Yeah. So so you may be hearing some ads and some different things, but the show is still gonna be the show. It's not like we're taking over and we have to do things all differently and stuff like that. We still us, but this is a chance for just bigger and better, an opportunity for the show to reach more people, which is the goal. You know, we want as many people as possible to hear the show so we can give them some positive vibes. We can share our experiences. We can share the experiences of our guests to help those who may be going through or thinking about doing some of the things that we've already done. And maybe that advice can help them avoid some of the potholes and mistakes that, you know, others have run into, including myself and our guests. So yeah. That is where that is. This is episode 340.
Dang. We've been at it, man.
340. I can't even remember 8. This should be 348, right?
Who updated that episode tracker?
Me.
Oh. I remember when we were at like 120.
Dang, you was there. Dang. Oh
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, we made it. Yeah, this will be episode 348. We almost at 350, so we got to plan something special for 350. But yeah,
Bro.
I just wanted to make that announcement, y'all. So,
My cat just threw up.
I'm so sorry. Do we need to pause so you can clean it and then come back? I can hit pause.
Yeah.
Okay,
I happen to notice.
We're taking a break, y'all. We'll be
sorry.
back. Y'all won't even notice.
Like how people
All right, we
post
back.
stuff.
We back. Yo, Ericca brought the rest of her wine, and I looked up and I saw it. Oh, you poured it. Okay, I thought you drank it from the bottle. I was about to stop recording and ask you what is actually going.
Now I haven't done that since
I'll be damned.
23, where I've done it to the face. But yeah, I was gonna say, you know how people they be posted up with the with the Don Julio and the Epsilon and everything. I pull it to the function with the wine.
As I was saying before, Erica's cat threw up.
Yeah.
Great way to start. Today's episode, y'all.
Sorry.
And this is why I said this is an important one, for real. We just got one topic, and it's letting your history speak for you and the importance of what you do and how it impacts your future. Now, Ericca, I'm going to ask you this because, and this is an important question to ask you, especially since you're younger than me, and I didn't really, like, this topic is not something I really realized the impact of or how important it was until I got much older, like probably in my 30s. And going to college actually really put a brighter light on this. Shone, I don't know. People, I hate when I do that because then people are like, didn't you used to be a teacher? I taught elementary school kids, okay? So it's limited. But have you had a situation or have you had that come up in your life to where like your reputation or the work that you've done, you know, it spoke for you, basically?
Yes. I mean, I feel like my work has shown or spoke for me career-wise.
That's beautiful.
I also feel like maybe not the best on a personal level socially. Maybe not the best that way.
You not the good friend? People don't like you?
Oh, I've had plenty of people who do not like me. Yeah. Yeah. But also sometimes I sit back and I'm just like, I let you cook. You probably got me on a rough day or something, you know? But yeah, socially, and that's probably why I do try to, I guess, maneuver life a little bit differently than how I used to, because I do think back to like instances of like high school or college, and I'm just like, dang, like I probably could have moved in a different way, and maybe then I wouldn't feel like the world is so small.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I don't have any regrets really on it either, because I mean, you live and you learn lessons. But yeah, I've had situations speak for me before I could even speak for myself, and sometimes I won't even speak for myself after you've already come up with a way. I'm like, ooh. I was like,
Oh, you don't fight it? You just like, oh.
oh, I don't fight it. I was like, believe the allegations. At that point, believe them, because yeah, I was like, if you know me, you know me, but if you don't, hey,
Oof, as you would say.
yeah, oof, like, hey, they might have caught me on a bad day. They might have. Or they might have just listened to whoever else don't like me. But yeah.
Well, let me say this to you.
Either.
Not even dependent on, you never know where you're going to end up in life. You never know what you're going to do or want to do, right? And I will say my reputation and my work have served me so well. So well. There's things I can't even say on here. But like I really want to say this. I will say this. A very powerful thing. And I'll share this because shout out to Yolanda Gore, who host of Frank Factuality's podcast. I love her to death. I'm always going to shout her out. That's my protege. I helped her get started. She took off. She's still going. She went to the Black Effect Podcast Network's their podcast festival. And
sounds like fun.
Yeah, one of the things she took away was she was like, a lot of people are concerned with like numbers. Do numbers mean something? Yes. You have popularity, la, 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 so on and so forth. But it's not the only thing that people look for. Like numbers are cool, but numbers can also be manipulated, and numbers don't always mean success either. But one thing that's important is consistency. And one thing that speaks volumes about this podcast, regardless of the numbers, is the fact that we have almost 350 episodes. A lot of people do not make it that far, and you can't make it that far without working, without being consistent. So that automatically lets people know, oh, they must be serious about podcasting, because how do you have this many episodes? Like, how are you consistently putting out content? And it made me laugh because when I first started this journey and I started researching podcasts way back in this was either it was between 2013 and 2015. Probably 2014 is when I started researching. I think I started in 2015. I always lose the dates because I started podcasting with friends doing something different in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And then we transitioned to our relationship podcast, and then I transformed that into what we have today, which is From My Experience podcast. But anyway, one of the first things I found in my research was remembering and reminding yourself to stay consistent, because new podcasts are always emerging, and when people listen to your show and they like your show, they want you to show up every week. Just like how you have TV series that you watch sometimes that only come on once a week, you look forward to it. So if it's not there, if you're lucky, they may come back the week after and check for you. If you miss 2 in a row, good luck trying to get them back. Because again, they probably have found something else, because there's so many things out there. And that has always stuck with me, is try to be consistent. You've heard me fussing myself about that. I mean, sometimes we miss episodes. I mean, life just be smacking us up, bro. So I do try my best to let Ericca know, like, hey, can we record early? I got to do this. I'm trying to be proactive with it. But sometimes life just be beating you up. But I say all that to say, if you're going to do anything, be consistent. But as far as my work serving me, so I want to get into, and I talked about this in the last episode, and I'll be brief. I'm trying to get more into things that I love to do and incorporate that into my daily life more, or even transition to that as a career. So I love podcasting. So, I do things like talk to Yolanda. I talk to other podcasters and things like that. So I'm pouring more into the podcast. Gaming. Shout out to Dr. Ashley Dash. I was the conversation facilitator for Black Man Day for a couple years, and I met some cool guests. One of them, shout out to mac.kendema. He is a developer and the owner of Borderless Translations. I'm gonna put his information in the link, but he does some gaming stuff, right? And some development in gaming. And I hit him up. And I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get down with that. I want some experience. Yeah. Shout out to Charlemagne the God, because he gave me a great piece of advice, not personally. I can't remember if it was in a book or on the Breakfast Club, but he was like, every opportunity is not attached to a paycheck. So when I hit him up, I was like, yo, I'm not looking to make money. I want the experience, because the experience will lead me to money. And one of the first things he said to me was like, you know, because I had asked him if he remembered me. I haven't talked to him in a couple years. But he was like, oh, yeah, man, I remember you. You know, we did Black Man Day. He was like, you know, I know you do good work. Boom. Boom, right? So we had a great conversation. I want to start another podcast. I'll keep that on the low. But I've been reaching out to people. Same thing. Oh, you got a podcast? I see you do your thing. Yeah, I'll be down. Like, one of my friends. Now, this is a powerful one. This is a powerful one. I want y'all to really... I'm going to stop after this, but this is a really, 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 really powerful one of how your reputation and personality can impact relationships. So I have some gaming buddies. Now, there's 3 of them. They know each other in real life. I've never met them, but I've been gaming with them since probably 13. They've been on the podcast before, too. But I've never met them. They've invited me to stuff, but like something always gets in the way. Like now they're doing something July 4th, but I can't make it because that's the same weekend or time that my family decided to do the family reunion this year. I don't know if that's been a consistent thing over the years. But
dang.
What is that whistle? Oh, that's my nephew downstairs.
Yeah.
You can hear that?
Your side. I did hear a little.
Hold on, yo.
Yeah.
Pause, yo. Now, my mom went to, I can't remember which country she went to, but she brought back this, anyway, she brought back this flute type device.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Is it a recorder?
There you go. She brought back a wooden recorder. Anyway, what I was saying, so my gaming buddies, I was gaming the other day. One of them they know I'm moving. One of them lives in Georgia. He's like, look, man, you know, if ever you want to come down just to scope out the area, man, feel free to stay at my crib. Like, you know, people don't offer you that kind of stuff. Yeah. Unless they're like cool, comfortable with you. You know what I'm saying? So, again, your work and your reputation, man. And I've said this long, long ago. It speaks volumes for you. That's part of the reason why I reach out to the people that I reach out to. When I see that you're working, you're consistent, and you're doing quality work, I don't have to know you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to know you personally. Your work will speak for you. Have you experienced anything like that, Ericca? Have you reached out to someone or connected with someone based on what you've seen them do?
No, not me doing the reaching out or anything like that. Sometimes though, I do get that where someone's heard something about me and they reach out and I'm like, oh, hey.
Oh, what they heard about you?
It's mostly like work professionally related, but they're just like, hey,
you a professional?
Apparently so, you know. Apparently. But yeah, sometimes I get calls like out the blue, like asking me for stuff or like saying like, hey, like, what do you think about this? Or like, how do you think the best way to go is on this? Like, I heard that you do this and that for work. So like, can you help me? Sure. Or like, people reach out to me on LinkedIn. And I'm like, sure. Yeah, I can help you.
LinkedIn is a powerful ass tool, y'all.
I had to update mine.
Yo, oh man, I need to go after them for an endorsement. LinkedIn is a powerful tool, yo. If you are a professional, even if you're not trying to get a job, even if you're in a specific industry, professionals are there. There are people out there on there showing you their work, their portfolio, and you could probably find some good people. Not probably. You can find some great people to link with that can help you with whatever you're working on. That is like a great place to go. I'm going to just leave that at that. Okay.
Yeah, like this one girl at the gym like approached me just because of just like random like on one-offs and everything conversations, and she was like, yeah, well, you know, I'm like a brand ambassador for this, that, the third, like holler at your girl. Said, okay, holla.
Oh, it must be a fitness brand.
It was.
I know. Because they seen them arms somewhere.
She gave me a little goodie bag. I said, girl, why are you dropping this off in the gym locker? I feel weird. I said, I feel like we doing a little drop off pickup. I don't like this.
I'll be damned.
Man, listen. this goes back again to this conversation and why it's relevant. And I've said this before on here too. A majority of our guests, we don't know them. Never met them. It is literally just the only thing they have to go off of is the podcast.
That's so
and
true.
The message I send them. We got a message today. Did you see it? You ain't check. You don't check your email.
I tried actually before I even popped open my laptop. I was going through my emails trying to clean out my inbox. I know you got the notification that I finally signed into the inbox, the admin at FME, because I know it sends you a notification.
Sometimes I ain't see it today, but that
okay.
Clean your inbox.
I was like, dang, he be knowing when I've gone a minute without it because it gets a notification like, is this you?
Well, it's not. It ain't popping in there yet, so we good. But that might change. So yeah, be prepared. But
it's connected to my mobile.
Okay, that works.
I just need to clean out the advertisement saying, "Don't you want to do something for Father's Day?" No,
not You don't want to do nothing for Father's Day?
I do something for Father's Day, but I'm not feeding into their little sales and promotions because all they did was hike up the price like a week before. You know.
Oh my gosh! But like, even back to guests, little tiny spoiler. We have one next week.
Yay!
Dog, like, we went to high school together. I remember us having one class together, and I remember a moment in that class that I'm gonna share. I'm gonna ask her before we record if I can share that moment and if she remembers. Oh, but anyway. Oh God, that's still funny to this day. But I graduated high school in 2003. Like
No,
I'll be down.
How dare you?
I was 3.
I'll be down.
As I said, Erica's a little younger than me, but apparently a lot younger. Yeah, I graduated high school too. So, but again, reputation. How dare you, Erica? She said, gosh, I was 3. Yeah.
I think I just learned how to walk. Yeah. I ain't had no kneecaps or nothing.
I'm in the You ain't had no kneecaps at 3? Your kneecaps ain't developed yet?
Babies don't have kneecaps until they're like 5, scientifically.
Oh, God. Yeah, so I was in the mean streets of Philly trying to survive, thinking about college. You throwing up on yourself as dude. Yeah, you watching dumb TV shows like Barney and stuff. Oh my God. But anyway,
even applesauce.
We went to high school together. And one of the first things, I hit her up because I was like, oh, I like what she's doing. And I was like, yo, this is very positive. I would love to, I want you to share what you're doing on the show. She remembers me from high school. And that, again, I was cool in high school. Like, I hung out with everybody. Like, I hung out with the athletes. I hung out with people from different parts of the world. Like, it was dope. But again, your reputation speaking for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, had I been a jerk or had I been rude, maybe she would remember that and be like, no, and would have ruined the opportunity. But yeah, and I only remember having one class with her, and it was a history class, and it was, the teacher had a weird rule. He did not care about our work. What he would do is, I think it was a couple times a week, most of the time, he would play a video, right? He would play some type of historical video, and you had to take notes. As long as your notes were a page long, you got a 100.
Ooh,
and I
remember that.
Listen, I was like 1 or 2 lines short one time, and he gave me like an 85. And like because I was a student, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was trying to take real notes. My homeboy was like, man, one time I wrote about sneakers and the game I was playing just to test it out. And he was like, he still got a 100. He's like, he don't read the papers. He's like, I be writing about bullshit, and he still give me a 100. I was so mad. I started filling them lines with BS and started getting 100s. Yeah, that was funny. But that was like that class. Moesha. But yeah, she'll be joining us next week, and that'll be I want to share that story so bad, but we'll see. But yeah, again, your work speaking for you, your reputation speaking for you, man. It is highly important, y'all. Like, sometimes your name, depending on what you're doing in life and where you're trying to go, your name is going to come up in spaces and places before you get there. And the only thing people are going to have to go off of is the work that you've done and your reputation. That's it. Like, you're not going to be always be around to speak up for yourself, and your work has to speak for you. And, you know, that's an old saying. This is not anything new or revolutionary, but I don't think people understand how powerful and how impactful that is, and how that can literally change the trajectory of what you're trying to do in life, because your work really does speak for you. Your reputation really does speak for you, and it spreads like wildfire. And in a day and age where there's a lot of fear mongering and people don't know, and, you know, brand deals and all that, people will cut ties with you in a millisecond because everybody trying to get to the bag and preserve their reputation. And that's why people want to preserve their reputation, so they can continue to work, thrive, and do whatever they need to do to feed their family and feed themselves. But you can't do that if you're running around here and your work is trash, your reputation is trash. Nobody's gonna want to work with you, and you can't always do it all by yourself. So.
And the world is very small.
Yeah.
It is. Everybody is connected to everybody.
Yeah. That's one thing. I'm so glad you said that. And I'm gonna challenge y'all to do this, especially you, Ericca. You have a lot of connects, and I'm gonna fuss at you because you know why. But
I know.
I will say this to y'all. If you have not done this, young, old, whatever your age may be, right? Literally, I want you to sit down and really look at your network. Like, I have people I can call for financial stuff. I have people I can call for medical stuff. I have people I can call for music, entertainment, business stuff. I have people I can call for podcast. Like, you name it, I know somebody in the industry. And those are my personal connections. But I know that they know people even higher, even deeper into those fields. And it is really good to keep a handle on that, because sometimes when you want to level up and move to that next thing, that connection needs to trust you, because now, hey, you know, I'm about to make this introduction, bro. Like, they're putting their you're asking someone to put their reputation, their work, their history, and their relationship with that person on the line. So again, you need to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. But I say all that to say, really evaluate your connections and start going for it, man. Like, that's what I'm doing. Like, I really sat and I was like, I want to do these things, but who can I talk to? Who should I talk to? And then when I looked at my network, I'm like, dang, I know this person. I know this person. I know somebody's making their own movies right now. I hit them up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I hit them up. I was like, yo, if you ever need help, if you ever just want to toss around ideas, like, I want some experience. What's up? Let me be down with you.
Yeah.
He said the same
some
thing.
editing experience if they need some help.
Oh, I got you. I'm gonna put you down with that. That's what we doing, man. That's the type of time I'm on. I'm about to go back to mid 20s, early 30s, Rob, where I was going to get it.
Hustling.
Yeah, but now moving smarter and with a purpose, and not just chasing dollars, but gaining the experience so I can turn that experience into dollars, but more meaningful dollars. Like, I want to do more things that feel like this, like podcasting. This don't feel like work. Like, this feels great. This feels therapeutic. I want to do more of it. And I challenge you all out there to do the same thing. Tap into your network, man. Tap into your network. You know, you might have to do some stuff for free. Okay. You might have to do some stuff for free, but people cannot take experience from you. Once you've done it, you've gained a real world experience. That's something you can put on your resume. That's something you can have a conversation about. That's a new skill you can showcase. That is invaluable. That helps prevent you from having to go to school to get some type of special certification at times. Now, some situations may require that, but not all. So, boom, booyah.
Mic drop. Yeah.
I dropped my mic. You got anything else on that, Ericca?
No, I think you answered everything, and you pretty much touched on all the bases. But yeah, it's a very small world, and when you realize that people are connected to other people, and it's like a spider web of connections.
Yeah.
And you never know the person that you may be interacting with today and how they may come back 3 years from now, 10 years from now.
Yep.
Whoever knows. I just think that's crazy.
Prime example, my guy, Howard R. Jean, what's going on? Shout out to the whole Jean family. Guests on the podcast, went to college together. He's the one who made the connection with a live podcast network. He said, oh, man, I know somebody, man. She has her own podcast network. Y'all should have a conversation. Now, there was a delay on my part. 'Cause I had to
That's
make sure
okay.
I had to make sure we was ready. Okay? I made sure we was ready. But I came back. because that's my guy, you know, like that's my guy. And if you're one of my friends and I ask you for something or you're gonna do me a favor, I want to make sure that you come out smelling like a rose. Even if I muck it up, I will defend you and say, hey, don't hold them accountable for that. That's me. Like, I'm that type of person because I understand how important relationships are and how important reputations are. And boom, here we are today. Somebody I went to college with back in 2003, 2004. My reputation from back then. Again, hey man, yeah, I'll be a guest on your podcast, man. You the bro, you the homie. You know what I'm saying? To this, like, I just, people really don't get it, man. It happens as you get older. I think it happens more when you get older, man. You just start realizing who you're connected to and just the opportunities there. And people want to help you. Like, this is something I think is a false narrative. Like, people think, oh, they don't want to put me on, they want to hold me down, blah, blah, blah. If you feel like that about someone that you call a quote-unquote friend, ask them why. Before you ask them why, though, really look at yourself and say, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, whatever it is you're asking them to help you with, right? Are you consistent? Are you showcasing what you need to showcase? Are you lackadaisical? Are you slack? Like, you know your shortcomings. You know your shortcomings. They're typically, if someone's not willing to help you or put you on or do something for you, they either hating or they've seen something in you, or there's something about you or something you're doing that is causing hesitation. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
It's literally one or the other, man. But really analyze it and have the conversation, because it's also important to know who you can go to and who you can't.
Exactly.
Ericca, you have anything else on your heart or your mind? Oh, ooh.
Whoa. What?
We can't talk about that on here, but you handled that situation?
Oh my gosh. We actually can talk about it because nothing happened.
I'll be damned.
So I think I ended up talking to my dad. I called my dad so quick that next day at work, and I was so mad because I said, can you imagine just bothering my peace? I'm minding my own business, working.
For context.
Oh yeah, no context to y'all. Sorry.
I'll make it brief because we want to keep our peoples too long. But someone that this is your story. I'm gonna shut up. Go.
No, it's so true. It was a blast from the past. So someone,
not a blast, yo.
I'll be damned.
so someone from the past that I've tried to bury, basically tried to come back randomly. And randomly tried to just message me or whatever, just to throw me off my sense of concentration, everything. I don't know. Maybe they saw me just happy-go-lucky, smiling. They said, why is she so happy? She need to be sad. Let me go ahead and bother her. Even knowing sure well you do not want me, because you told me in depth, in detail, why you did not want me. So
not in depth and detail.
that was the longest 15-20 minute conversation of my life, where I was just sitting there like, and another, thank you.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
I said, dang, I have to be the toughest soldier, because why was I put through this? But it's just someone coming from your past just trying to mess with you, basically, because they get a sense of either you're moving on or you're doing good without them. And they kind of just want to see if they can test the waters to come back. And, you know, people like to wait for months and time to pass to think that that's like a Band-Aid over the situation. Like, you're not owed an apology or anything. Like, we just gonna skip right past it.
Yeah,
like, come on.
It's the past. We don't talk about it.
Yeah. So that happened on Monday. I called your mans up. I had him on the phone for over an hour during lunch. Yes.
Yeah, she hit me up, y'all.
Ranting for over an hour. I looked at that time log. I said, I probably should not have done that to him on his lunch. But I feel better. Even though I ranted to you, I ranted to my mama, I ranted to my daddy, I ranted to my friends, I ranted to everybody that would open their ears and listen. So I'm all geared up, amped up, everything. Wednesday comes around, nothing happens. It's completely silent. It's completely ghost. And I said, this is what I'm talking about. I called my dad. I said, this is what I'm talking about. When people are afraid of taking in what they've dished out to you. So because they're afraid of how now the ball's in your court, they don't want to initiate any more conversation after they already tried to. And I told my dad, I said, this is my issue because you didn't have to reach out and to begin with. But because you reached out, because you felt as if it was going to be open arms, like, oh my gosh, I've just been moping, just so sad without you. Wrong. I'm good. Life is great. Okay. Summer's out. I am outside, you know? So I finally came to that conclusion with you on the phone where I said, you know what? I'm wiping my hands with this bum. I'm wiping my hands.
Yo,
because
I'll be damned.
Not a bum, yo. You're a bum, Rocco.
You're a bum. I said, I'm wiping my hands with this bum. I said, I am not going to look like a fool. I said, no. And I told my dad, I said, the fact that you disturbed my peace almost gave me bubble guts at work.
Hey, yo.
Because my nerves went so bad. My nerves went so bad over the fact that it was like out of thin air. Out of thin air, you decided, bloop, let me go ahead and message her.
Yeah.
No.
I'm messaging you too. You hitting the gym. You showed your arms off at work yet?
Yeah.
He seen it. He seen it.
I know he seen it. But you know what? Nah. I said, you need to stand on business. You need to stand on business like how you stood on it back in September. So yeah, so basically I was really mad and I told my dad, I said, I was really amped up telling my dad too. And I said, and it's the other thing, it's like, you're a coward, bro. I said, you're a coward. If you can't even accept or basically be open to the fact that now the ball's in my court and you're afraid of me turning around and treating you the same way that you treated me, I said, you're a coward. You don't have any cojones, but you're a coward.
What is, oh, look.
You don't have any.
Y'all switch languages on me.
Uh-huh.
So where do we end up with this? That just he's ignored now.
Well, there was nothing because he got too scary where he didn't even respond to anything. I said, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. I said, Bess Willie, you come picking your head up around here one more time. I said, it was like, you're already blocked, mind you. It's like, you've been blocked. But if you come poking your head around one more time, trying to do a little pulse check, a little status update, I'm going to just have to tell you straight up from get-go, kick rocks, get lost. I don't care what happens to you at this point. Leave me alone, because in the words of Fantasia, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
You know what, Ericca? I will commend you. And I've said this 1,000 times on this show. Ladies, let me tell you something about men. If you only take one piece of advice from a man, let me tell you this, because I've been this guy. I'm probably still this guy. Don't judge me. If you do not close the door completely on the guy, he is always going to feel like he has a chance, and you never know when he's going to try to come for you. Not in a negative way, but if he's not blocked and he realizes he still has access and he can see you read his message, like you ever close the door and the light is on in that room and you can see the light shining through. Like when we see that light shining through at the tiniest of crack, it's not sealed off completely. I can slide in right there. We know how to pinpoint right where it is. Ooh, I can get to her right there. Oh, she still come to the same gym. She still come at the same time.
She know spot for me.
She know. Yeah, she know I come at the same time, and she says she don't want to talk to me, but she ain't changed her gym time. She still waves at me when I like we crazy like that. We delusional like that. But
take a mile.
Right, you have to. Yeah, we do take a mile. Like if you really, 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 honestly want to be done with a guy, you really have to cut him off. Like he cannot think. You can't give him an inkling of hope or a chance, or he is always going to try. Now most of us, 98.7% of us, we do keep a little bit of light shining because we like attention. Nobody wants to be alone. And in the back of your mind, that person might be playing X, Y, or Z. They may be way down the line, but sometimes we keep that little glimmer. We do it for ourselves, a little ego. I'm gonna keep them, I talk to them once a year. I send them happy birthday. I'm still
just to make sure.
I still talk to their mama. Let me ask your mama how they doing, because I know your mama gonna hit you up and say, oh, such and such asked me. Like, we do stuff like that, right? But real talk, if you're really fed up, you're tired, you don't want to talk to someone, you like a dude, like you really have to really cut him off. Like any attention is good attention. Just like people say, any publicity, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Like, there's no such thing as bad, like, now, unless you know, shoot, there's even some fool people out there, if you get them locked up, they still think,
Publicity.
But, please hold. You heard that?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I paused the podcast, not you.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's how you do that, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, I got a message for the brothers. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, part of me, I like to be a person to hear people out,
Same.
I had to just reinforce the fact. I said, here's the thing. If you don't break this right here and now, they're always gonna think that they have you on a leash where they can always come back to you. And I don't like that, because at the end of the day, you were given a choice and you did not choose me, and I will never be your second choice ever. Because at that point, that is disrespect, and not to me, but disrespect to my parents, because the way that they raised me not to be anyone's second anything. I said, you either choose me or it's done. It's a done deal. So me turning around and being like, oh, well, maybe. Girl, it don't give that you had two parents that told you and showed you growing up that you were never going to be someone's second choice. I said, if my parents ain't treat me like that, why would I take that from somebody else's son? I just cannot do it. I can't do it. I said, I may be my dad's only daughter, but hey, I said, he has never treated me where I should feel like I need to accept that from somebody else. And I said, and I'm spoiled. I said, not to just say anything, but it's like, I'm spoiled. So like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, it ain't gonna happen. I said, if it ain't my way, it ain't happening. Like no. And also, one is that too. It was also, I know this may be a terrible way to go about it, but thinking, I was like, I know people aren't like this. I know that there's a lot of people aren't like this, but thinking about him laughing, giggling with his friends, being like, yeah, I could always get her back if I wanted to. I don't like feeding into that type of ego. I don't like feeding into that, because the thing is, you thought wrong. You thought wrong.
I'll be damned.
I talking about I could always get her back if I wanted to, if I really tried. No, you can't. You can't. I envision that. I envision someone sitting there with their friends talking like that, and I'm just like, that completely wipes the slate for me. That's where it's a done deal at that point, because I'm like, if I can envision you talking to your friends like that, no, thank you.
I am not going to take the rabbit out of the hat on that one. I'm gonna leave that there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna send. Here's the message for the brothers. Before I start, is it weird that I low-key feel cool that I'll be recording and I gotta tell people, hey, I'm recording, I have to hit you back?
No, okay. I love doing my my silence mode, and they're like, hey girl, where you at? I'm recording an episode. What you talking about?
Oh my gosh. Yo, brothers, my strong brothers, my weak brothers, my hard working brothers, my slack brothers, doctors, lawyers, garbage bin, people who work at Walmart, Dollar Tree, if you are an attorney, if you're a mechanic, if you're a NASCAR driver, if you're a baseball player, if you're a rugby player, if you put tiles on the roof and you're in construction, if you're a teacher, whatever you are, this is for all of you. This segment is for all of the brothers out there, my black kings. I love y'all. I'm just going to reiterate what I said earlier in the show. Sorry. Tap into your network, man. There's at least one person out there who wants to do something different or wants to make that next step and they don't know how to do it. Listen, put your ego to the side if you have that issue. Think about, hone in on what you want to do and go get it, man. You have someone around you. There's always someone around you that's willing to take a chance on you. All you gotta do is your part. I'll take it back to my mentor, Corwin J. Millett, broker owner of Exit Realty Low Country Group in North Charleston, South Carolina. If you are in the Charleston area, Somerville area, Goose Creek, and Columbia, South Carolina, Exit Realty Low Country Group, Corwin J. Millett. That is Corwin J. Millett. Hit him up. He will take care of your housing needs. When I met him, I didn't know him. My girlfriend at the time bought a house through him. She said he was a black realtor. I was like, I thought about getting into real estate. He took some time out of his day to meet with me, to talk to me a little bit about real estate. And I really had very high respect for him because I know real estate is 100% commission. Yeah. And, you taking an hour out of your day to talk to me, somebody who just curious about real estate, spoke volumes. And by the end of that conversation, I said, I want you to teach me everything you know. And he did just that, and we still have a strong relationship to this day, even though I'm no longer in the business. But that was someone who was willing to take a chance on me. And I'll never forget, because after that, we had spring break. And if you are a teacher, if you know anyone in education, spring break is a very critical time of the year. Just before winter break is the most, I think, statistically, I could have had this wrong. It's either right before spring break or right before winter break, or maybe both, are two of the most stressful times in the school year. Winter break is because of the inconsistencies. You have a ton of no school days in the fall. Like, when I was in Virginia, we called November No School November. That's how many days we had.
No School November.
So you have the inconsistencies leading up to the holiday, so you're not feeling the best as a teacher. You kind of feeling behind. And then it's the opposite in the spring. In the spring, it's like a drought. Y'all at work every day. You feel like you're working weekends. But
standardized testing.
You're right
after spring break.
So when you get to spring break, it's like you in the desert and you see over the horizon, you see a big, beautiful lake, or you just see bottles of water, like you see a beautiful resort. You're like, I'm saved. I took that spring break after meeting Corwin and I spent it working in his office the entire week. Like, I was like, what time I need to be here? I treated it like my spring break. I was tired. I was teaching elementary school. Them kids were wearing my black ass out. I gave up my spring break because, one, I was like, this is the only time I'm really going to have free to learn, to see what a day is actually like, because I get off work at 3:30, 3 o'clock. Like, I may catch you for an hour and a half after work, and do I really want to come work after work? No. So I gave up that spring break so I could see what it was like, but also to show him, like, I'm serious. Like, yo, I'm here. Let me see what this is like. So I say all that to say, again, fellas, tap your network. See, you'll find someone who's willing to take a chance on you. Hit, ask strangers. I do it all the time. Like I said with the guests on the podcast. I'm like, yo, I need guests. Oh, this person's doing something cool. Let me hit them up. They don't know me, but they take a chance. And we've never been told no. Now, some people have not shown up. Some people have rescheduled. But no one has ever messaged me back and said, no, I'm not doing it, or I'm not interested. Like, literally nobody ever in the history of the podcast has ever said no to us. Don't know why. Thank you, Lord. But, yeah. So tap that network, man. Figure out what you want to do. Seriously, figure out what you want to do. Humble yourself, man. Go out there and put in some work for free. Hey, man, I can give you 2 hours on a Saturday. I just want to learn this craft, or I want some experience. Like, what can I do? So I'm going to leave that at that, and I'm going to just hit this music real quick for the outro. We love y'all, man. We here now. From My Experience Podcast, stepping up to the next level. with the help of Ericca, with the help of our listeners, our followers, those who like, share, subscribe. Please like, share, subscribe to the show. You can share your experience. You can email us at rob@fmepodcast.com or admin@fmepodcast.com. Check the description. Let us know if you have a situation you want some advice on, or if you have a cool story you want to share with us, hit us up. Ain't nobody did it yet, and we've been promoting that for years. Anyway, maybe one day it'll happen, but you know.
Please do.
Yeah,
oh my
please
gosh.
do. Yeah.
That
Check our
would be so
description.
fun.
Check our description, man. So until next time, take care of yourselves physically, mentally, and financially, and we'll catch y'all. Peace.
Bye-bye.
What the hell?
That was really loud.